Welcome to 5280 Film Room. We're a Colorado sports podcast by fans for fans. I'm Alyssa.
I'm Miles.
And I'm Jordan.
And today we're going to talk a little Colorado Rockies and Denver Broncos. The Rockies. It is currently August 31st, Friday night, meaning last night we watched the Rockies get their butts kicked. It was a horrible game. It was our first game.
A butt kicking. It was a pretty bad loss.
Okay, I guess not a butt kicking, and it's not like the Padres completely spanked us or anything.
We spanked ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
We spanked ourselves.
Self-inflicted butt kicking.
Yes.
The Rockies have had such an issue with the Padres this year. I don't know why. I don't know what their record is, but it's probably about 500 against the Padres. The Padres suck.
Interesting.
I know.
I mean, given the record against
bugaboo.
teams, yeah.
Yeah.
Bugaboo. I've learned this phrase. It's only used in baseball. Never heard it before. They say it on everything. All the baseball coverage.
San Diego Founders are bugaboos.
Makes me think, isn't there a Destiny's Child song called Bugaboo?
I would not know.
That's your court, Alyssa. Miss Karaoke.
Grew up listening to Pantera and Metallica.
Yeah, you're no help. But the Padres seem to have just been causing us issues all season long. We are in a 4-game series right now. Last night was game 1. Game 2 will be starting shortly. And we have to win these games. Yeah. Especially because the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers are in a 4-game series. Last night, the Diamondbacks walked away with the win. The best we can hope for is they split their series 2-2, and we walk away with 3 wins against the Padres.
That'd be nice.
Is the Padres a 4-game?
Yeah.
So we got 3 more? Okay. What would the standings be if they split the Dodgers and Diamondbacks?
So the current standings are the Rockies are a game and a half behind the D-backs. Dodgers are 2 games. The D-backs won last night. So that means if they win 1 more, they'll go up a half a game over us. But then the Dodgers, if they win the next 2, they'll be a game behind us.
And the Diamondbacks will still be behind us. Or are we talking Dodgers or?
Well,
okay, so if the Rockies
win
the next
obviously.
3 and they split, then we should be tied with the D-backs, or we should be ahead of the D-backs.
Yeah,
like half a game or game.
Yeah.
Okay.
A half a game or a game, which that would be ideal.
it seems like wishful thinking.
I know. But
we can hope.
But yeah, going back to last night's game, it was a 13-inning game, and the score ended up being 3-2. The Padres won on a walk-off home run in the 13th inning, and the Rockies had 3 hits the entire game. And they scored 2 runs, even though the Padres had 4 errors in the game. And it's not like we lost to a good team, you know? Like, we only got 3 hits off of a really bad team. Yeah. And the top 4 in our lineup, which was Charlie, DJ, Nolan, and Trevor, they went 0 for 21 with 2 walks.
That is...
Sorry, keep going.
No, well, those are the guys that, we expect those guys to show up every night. Or at least 1 or 2 of them. So it was a terrible offensive night. I
think we're used to our pitching staff failing us. But they showed up.
But yeah, Herman, he went 8 innings. He gave up 2 earned runs and had 13 strikeouts.
And then the wide array of gentlemen from the bullpen who had to play all did a perfectly fine job. The offense just couldn't get anything done.
Well, guess who gave up the game-winning home run? I'll give you one guess.
Davis.
No, he didn't pitch at all.
Shaw.
Brian Shaw. Yep.
Oh.
Of course.
Miles.
Which in that, I understand, they wanted to save Davis for when the Rockies got the lead. But even in a situation like that, when it's the 13th inning, I think you got to put Davis in. And then figure out...
Well, Shaw also only pitched 0.2 innings.
Yeah. 2/3 of an inning.
Yeah, that's...
I know. I mean, it's hard to blame him for that.
No, it is hard to blame him, for sure.
It's not on him.
Yeah.
No, it's on the offense, for sure. The Rockies' offense, they've been kind of faltering lately.
And at this point in the season, we need those star players to be clutch. And last night, I hate saying this, but it felt like they were choking.
Yeah.
I mean, big moments. There was a point multiple times where we had the bases loaded and then could not get it done.
Well, I think we left, 11 or 12 runners on
11.
base?
11.
Yeah.
11. And we were 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Which
Maddening.
you can't win a baseball game with that.
No.
It doesn't matter how many errors the other team has. Like last night showed, they had 4 errors and we still couldn't.
But even with the pitching we had last night, the Rockies
Yeah.
still could have won that game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like even though the offense was so bad, they were still in it for 13 innings. And it's only like, so I'm the baseball guy that says it's a marathon, not a sprint. So I hate being so critical about
Just
one
at
game.
the
This is the
end
part
of
of the
it,
marathon
though.
where it needs to
I
start
know,
clicking.
right?
This is
'Cause-
where you
Well-
kick it into high gear.
Like last night's game was just, it felt different. Like that's a game that they needed to win.
There's just no chemistry. Like nothing was clicking. Everything was just so disjointed and I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but it was not enjoyable to watch.
Because we've got, 30 games left or so?
Yeah.
Something like that,
28,
yeah.
30,
One more month.
give or take.
We have 7 more games against the D-backs and 6 against the Dodgers. And those are the series that will probably decide the division.
And I mean, right now we are in
Yep.
that big stretch where it's just division matchup on division matchup. We'll finish up this series against the Padres. Then we have a 3-game series at home against the Giants, a 3-game series at home against the Dodgers, a 4-game series at home against the Diamondbacks, and then a 3-game series away against the Dodgers, and then a away series against the Dodgers, and then a away series against the Diamondbacks. It's just non-stop division matchups until September 24th when we play the Phillies and then the Nationals to close out the regular season.
And those are 2 good teams to close it out.
We need to be in good shape going into that.
Yeah, and the
I
Rockies
think
are...
mid-September, even the 10th, maybe, the first third, we're going to know kind of where we're at.
If we have a chance.
If
One
we have
all-
a chance or not. And
Yeah, and all 13 of those games against the Dodgers and the D-backs all take place between the 7th and the 23rd. So we have a 2-week period where we play those 2 teams 13 times. Like that's going to be huge. It's
We'll
going to
have
be a dogfight.
3 big Broncos games during that time period, too.
I'm just glad the Rockies are
Oh,
relevant
I
when
might have
football
some
season
horrible
starts.
sports-induced anxiety. Let's see how this pans out.
just praying that the Rockies do pull it out and make the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to have a busy October.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
That's fine with me.
But
Isn't it weird that the Rockies might be the best team in Denver? I mean, maybe the Nuggets can rival them, but it's like the Rockies and the Nuggets.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
About
been a
time
while.
for them to be pulling their weight here.
Yeah. I mean, we had, what was it, 07 for October?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was the last time that they were as relevant as they probably are now compared to the other Denver sports.
Well, and they weren't even relevant until like September 7th or like the last 3 weeks
Yeah,
of the season.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, and before that, it was when we had the Blake Street Bombers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and that was what, mid-late 90s?
Yeah. 15,
So,
20 years ago.
It's
Yeah.
been a minute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because it's always been the Broncos and the Avs, so it's kind of refreshing that now the Rockies and the Nuggets, they're having
We had a
their
good little
chance.
stint for the Nuggets, but they'd always get kicked out of the first round of the playoffs for 10 straight years.
Yeah. Oh,
So it's
made it
it's
to the
hard
Western
to
Conference Finals once.
it's hard to bank on a team that like, oh, we're gonna make the playoffs and we're out.
And it's a league that, 16 out of 30 teams make the playoffs. So
Yeah.
if you're an 8 seed, are you really that good?
Touche. So when it comes to this upcoming stretch for the Rockies, who specifically has to improve, has to get their crap together so that the Rockies stand a chance of taking the division and making this happen?
Every single bat.
Yeah. I think
I
the
mean,
offense for
the,
sure.
The pitching, I think, has become a little bit more streamlined and steady. In regards to production.
Yeah.
We'll have off nights just like every night, but the bats are really going to push us over the edge, I think. And I don't want to single anybody out. I mean, it's everybody.
I want to single somebody out.
No, by all means, go for it.
Point all the fingers.
I want everyone,
Yeah.
all the bats to be on fire.
No, the offense as a whole just needs to get better.
Yeah.
But as far as pitching goes, Tyler Anderson, he has been a disaster lately. He started the season pretty strong, but in his last 5 pitching outings, which he's a starting pitcher, he's pitched 21 in the third innings, and he's allowed 27 runs. So that's over 1 run an inning. And it just makes me wonder, and he's pitching tomorrow, so we'll see how he does, but it makes me wonder, like, when do we get to that point where you put in someone like Chad Bettis, take him out of the bullpen, maybe just switch their roles, or bring somebody up from the AAA, because tomorrow you get the full roster.
Pull a John Gray and just send him to the AAAs.
Put him in timeout for a little bit.
Yeah. But in September, I don't know if we
Head
have
on
that.
straight.
He's
that
still
luxury,
a good pitcher.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, no.
And
He's
since we get
just
to add 15 more people to the roster
struggling.
tomorrow.
It's not feasible. So tomorrow's when we can add the
Yeah.
extended roster?
Mm-hmm. So I think maybe bring up Jeff Hoffman. Well, I think they're for sure going to bring up Jeff Hoffman. He was a starting pitcher that was included in the Tulowitzki trade a while back.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I think either him or Bettis will take Anderson's place if Anderson sucks tomorrow, like he's been doing the last 5
Anderson's
games.
starting tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, that just makes me feel so nervous.
Unless it's his turn to start. Like, unless they make a change tomorrow, which they might.
I feel like they gotta make a change. He's just really been falling apart.
Game of averages, hopefully the big 4 bats that we have don't go, over 21?
Yeah,
Yes.
over 21.
Maybe it's going to be the opposite. They'll go 18 for 21.
That could
night.
totally
That's true.
happen.
That would be amazing.
Who is starting tonight? Do you know?
Sensatella.
Sensatella.
And he's been consistent.
Okay.
I mean, the top 4 guys, Sensatella, Freeland, Gray, and Marquez, they've been all really consistent. It's Anderson that he's been so bad lately. So we'll see what he does tomorrow. But in the last 5 starts, he had 1 start where he gave up 1 run, which is solid, but all the other starts, it was 9 runs, or 7 runs, or 6 runs. So it's been ugly.
It's really coming down to crunch time. I mean, we got to get all facets in the game. I mean, June was a great month for both the offense and the pitching.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's kind of been a little teeter-tottering since. All right, a little bit better pitching, a little bit better batting.
It's just we can't, we'll get that first place spot, but we'll be darned if we can hold on to it for more than 24 hours.
Right.
Got it. And
Oh, now we're going to screw it up.
So I think the Rockies have to win 90 games to get first place. So that's 18 more wins in probably 30 games. So if they can go 18-10, then they'll get first place. But we have to put some wins together.
I'm going to believe. I'm going to choose to really be as optimistic as possible.
I don't know. If I had to put money on it, I think the Rockies are going to win the division still.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're a pretty cautious gambler.
I know.
All right.
So I think the Dodgers are going to stay right there. I don't think the D-backs are going to keep doing what they're doing. But I've been saying
you've
that for a
been
month.
saying that. I was going to say. I was like,
They're
you've
gonna
said
fall
that
off.
a lot. I feel like I've heard that before, on every other podcast we've ever done.
Well, I'm about to be right.
That is the law of baseball, It's such a long game that you can say it for months and it doesn't mean anything, and then all of a sudden, boom, wow.
Right.
Totally accurate.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, we could have 3 teams from the NL West that make the playoffs. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, what's the
D-backs.
wild card standing looking like right now? I know it's pretty intense, right?
St. Louis and Milwaukee have the 2 slots, but then Colorado are right behind them, 2 games behind.
Okay.
So the Rockies are the next one in line. But we're further back in the wild card than we are in the division.
Right.
So we
The
got
wild
to
card
go for
is
the division.
competitive this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, Rockies fans, keep the faith. Cheer loud for our team. We need it. I'm super excited. We're going to the game on Labor Day against the Giants. So
Let's go.
hopefully, I'm guessing that'll be a big crowd. Hopefully a really fun game.
Labor Day, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably going to be hopefully a sellout.
Well, even on weekdays, during the day, the Rockies have had really good attendance over the last month. People are excited about
Side
baseball.
note, I mean, we currently just turned on the Rockies game, but it is somewhat entertaining. You just mentioned attendance, and right when you said that, there were nobody in the stands.
Yeah.
For the Padres.
San Diego
Like,
does not show up.
They're just laying on the beach right now.
I don't know if I'd show up to watch a team in those unis.
Those are
yeah.
ugly.
The brown and
They
the
look
yellow.
like the really old Broncos uniforms with the striped socks.
Like I like
Right.
the bright yellow and like the dark.
You like the random fan shirt in the background?
Yeah. No, it's a Padres shirt.
It is.
Yeah, like I like that.
The
better
one
than this.
guy. He looks
I just
good.
have
He
to
does
point
look
out,
good.
I'm so sorry to be nitpicky, but the pitcher right now, Kennedy, his jersey is one button off.
Pa-da-da-da.
So the D of Padres is not aligned. That's gonna bug
double
me.
D.
His wife let him leave the house like that?
Who dressed you, Kennedy? Get it together. All right, let's go Rockies. Please, please, please make it happen.
Yes.
Beat up those
Broncos.
bats.
We just had the 4th preseason game, which is basically just an all-out fight for all of those 3s and 4s to prove that they deserve to be here. We semi-watched it. We were hanging out with one of Jordan's old friends from high school we haven't seen in like 2 years. So we caught moments of it while we were hanging out at the bar. There was some good stuff, I think. It was overall, I feel like the Broncos did a good job. Obviously, it is all of the 3s and 4s predominantly.
I mean, the one surprise was, and I'm getting a little ahead, but Lynch was a little bit of a surprise to me.
Yeah, he looked like he
looked like the first round
had
pick.
a foundational football ability.
He hasn't often shown the prowess to be that first round pick and justify it.
Yeah.
His last
talent,
time he did.
His talent showed for sure, but he was going against guys that might not have a job tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or be on multiple guys on different teams in the next couple weeks.
Right.
Exactly.
He did have a couple bright moments though. That touchdown pass was fantastic. It was good to see him actually clicking. That's something that I honestly don't think we've seen at all over his years here. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself either, because we're going to play a little game in a bit called Trade Start Cut.
Oh, bringing it back.
But it was, I don't know, I thought it was a good game. It's a throwaway game, but
it's the 4th preseason game.
As fans it is. But for those guys out on the field, like that's it. That's their everything. That is their last chance for most of them to fight for a job and a spot. And one of the guys cut, Jordan Leslie, I think it was him who like tweeted, had the most receptions and like kind of threw out all of his college stats, and then was like, and just got fired and doesn't have a job. What a league. I'm like,
it's definitely hard given.
It is what it is, man.
Honestly, just the 7 receivers above him. Obviously there's the shoe-ins, I should say, for like Emmanuel and DT.
Deshaun and Cortland.
Tim Patrick and River Craycraft probably.
Tim Patrick's, I think he's shown up.
I'm thinking one of those.
I
don't know if necessarily we're gonna. Well, there's also the conversation to keep Isaiah McKenzie, because he is a wide receiver.
Tim Patrick over Isaiah McKenzie all day.
Think so?
We'll get into that a little bit more later.
Yeah.
But with those 3, Craycraft, Patrick, and McKenzie, all 3 of those, I think, prove that they deserve a spot more than Leslie.
Well, how many receivers do you think they'll keep? 6?
I would be surprised if we keep 6.
Really?
I wouldn't.
I think.
Well, given the depth that we have, because usually what we'll do is you keep additional skill players at receiver, cornerback, and running back for special teams.
Right.
I
think that would be where McKenzie lands. He's not going to be a wide receiver.
If anything, he's like that 5th receiver just for the speed, and he's running a drag route where he can be close and catch the ball. Not really mess anything up. on the offensive side. Tim Patrick is definitely a better receiver than Craycraft and McKenzie, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we just added Pac-Man Jones. Adam Pac-Man Jones. He is probably one of the more notable kick and punt returners over the last few years, 10 years or so, because of his
Well, and he was first team All-Pro.
off the field.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, he definitely can perform, for sure. But we have too much depth, I think, in the defensive backfield and at receiver and running back, honestly. I mean, running back is just almost stacked.
Yeah, I'm so curious to see what they'll do at the running back position.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, granted, yes, he does have his college stats, but that does not translate to the NFL game whatsoever.
No, and he didn't do enough, and is what it is.
But I mean, I'm sure he'll land a practice team position elsewhere, or someone will sign him as the number 5 wideout. I'd be surprised if we keep more than 6, if we keep more than 5. I think we're going to keep 5 receivers.
Yeah, I think. Gosh,
6
then
would
do you
be
think we'll
pushing
keep 5 running backs, including Janovich, if we do that? Because I could see them going 6 wide receivers, 4 running backs, or
well, I mean, then you also got to think about it. What play style is our offense going to have? Because we have right now, we haven't cut any tight ends, have we? And we have 6.
No. I know.
That's another big. Usually, you keep like 3 tight ends.
They can't keep more than 3.
I have a feeling we're gonna. I mean, just to talk about tight ends, I think Hireman and Jake Butt are shoo-ins.
Yeah, I think they're a lock.
I want to say Fumagalli will be a special teamer.
He's still injured though.
No, yeah, definitely keep him on the roster.
I don't know if we can justify that.
I doubt he'll make it.
I mean, who else above him?
I just don't feel
Austin Traylor for sure. I think
he's such a good run blocker.
Yeah,
Austin Traylor.
I feel like Lacoste has done more than Traylor. Has proven more.
Yeah, but what's his
He's a
run
good
blocking.
Receiving tight end.
See, we need that.
Like, where you have
that's
two
it.
with Hireman.
Jake Butt and Hireman.
Yeah. You're right. I don't know Brian Parker.
It's Brian Parker. He wears 89.
Oh, so glad you're reading that off the sheet now.
But I mean, I think I would be very surprised if I would be more surprised if we keep 6 receivers than I would if we keep 4 tight ends.
You would be more surprised if we kept 6 receivers.
Yeah.
Really?
Huh.
I have a feeling we'd keep more tight ends than we would.
Well,
not necessarily more tight ends than receivers, obviously.
Yeah.
But
we will know by 4:00 p.m. tomorrow,
I have
Saturday,
a feeling we're
September
going to keep.
1st.
I have a feeling we're going to keep 5 receivers, 3, maybe 4 tight ends.
4 tight ends is a lot.
It is. I don't see them keeping 4. Well, there's not enough guys.
Well, 3, maybe 4.
Maybe.
Okay. That's pushing it. Like, I don't know.
I would rather keep 5 running backs and then 3 tight ends.
I just think you'd get more value out of River Craycraft or Isaiah McKenzie than, Matt Lacoste.
Oh, no, for sure, yeah.
Fumagalli.
Yes, for sure. I think we're including Jano. I think we're keeping 4.
No. Oh,
at least
you're
4.
right, though. I want them to keep 5.
I would love for them to keep 5.
I would like them to keep, obviously, Freeman. Booker's not going anywhere. I want to keep Henderson. We already all know Philip Lindsay made the team. That's right.
Oh,
Philip Lindsay
snap.
made the team. John always said it.
Breakout
Vance
player.
said it. I said it first in July. What's up, Philip?
Is Royce on
But
the hot seat?
I really like no. I really like D'Angelo Henderson, and I would hate to see him go.
I'd rather keep Henderson than a 4th tight end.
I completely agree. Or a 6th wide receiver.
Yeah. Right. I think so too.
Anyway, I think this is a good transition into trade, start, cut, the game where we throw 3 players out there and you have to pick 1 to trade, 1 to start, and 1 to cut. Loosely based off of the old game. Beep, marry, kill. So, gentlemen, the first 3 players, 1 to 3, 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 1 to be discussed for trade, start, cut are Paxton Lynch, quarterback, David Williams, running back, and Isaiah McKenzie, wide receiver.
How about you go first, Alyssa?
Oh, but I just did the whole fancy intro of the thing.
Okay.
All right. No. Whatever. I got this. So, Lynch, Williams, McKenzie. I would try with everything in me to trade Lynch. I don't know if we could get anything, but I don't want to have to keep paying him. At this point, it'd be like, hey, we'll give you Paxton Lynch for a 7th round pick in 2024. I would
Deal.
start. Oh, this is trickier than I thought it would be.
Now we're simply going out of these 3 players.
Just these 3 players.
Completely disregard current starters.
Yes, just these 3 players.
Yeah.
I think
okay.
I
Out of
would
just these 3.
start
Okay.
Yeah.
Isaiah McKenzie because I live on the edge, and
So you would cut Williams.
I would cut Williams.
See, I'm right there. I just would flip Lynch and Williams.
Okay, so plain out. So my trade start cut is trade Lynch, start McKenzie, cut Williams.
I obviously would start McKenzie.
Okay.
At
Punt
special
return.
teams outside runner. Whatever. I would cut Lynch. He hasn't lived up to his hype, the draft
Just the
prowess.
Money.
Just no. I mean, bite the bullet, eat the money, move on. Like
I would
John
actually.
Elway, John
I
Elway,
would love
eat
that,
your
but
pride.
John Elway doesn't do that.
John Elway, eat
I
your
don't
pride.
know if that's quite in the John Elway system.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's
continue.
not. David Williams has too much trade potential not to entertain that option, I think.
See, and I disagree. I like David Williams, but I feel like there are 100 players just like him in the same positions in every team. I don't feel like you get anything.
But I mean, if you're looking for, like, if there's a team that, I mean, because he is that kind of all-around situational back that is just kind of run-of-the-mill, so to speak.
Yeah, so
like he's
he
not
can catch, he
special.
can run. He's not special at one particular thing, just good at a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Jack
He can
of
do
all
it all
trades, master
well.
of none.
Yeah, exactly. But he has the most trade potential, in my opinion. Given how much is put on quarterbacks nowadays, Lynch can't handle it. I don't think there's anybody in the league right now that would bite on a trade bullet with him. Like, we would have to
I don't
pay
think so.
to give him up.
Feel like a Brock situation.
Exactly. Houston and Cleveland with Brock, yes.
Yeah.
I can't
on a much
argue
smaller
with
scale,
that.
Right.
monetary wise.
I mean, I agree with that.
What would you?
So yours
What are
is
your
the
names?
same?
Oh no, not the same.
Completely different.
I agree with you on Lynch as far
Okay.
as there's
Nice.
like no trade value, but I think I would trade McKenzie just because he's got the speed. I think there is value in him as a punt returner, possibly wide receiver.
Speed is one of those things you can't teach,
No,
and it always shows up in trades.
yeah. So I think we could get something for McKenzie. I would start David Williams only because we have not been disappointed by him. The other 2 guys, we have been extremely disappointed by.
I'll give you that. All right.
Yeah.
We haven't
that's
seen his
extremely fair.
potential. We've seen the
Yeah.
other 2 guys' potential, and it's been disappointing.
Yep.
And then cut Lynch because I don't think he has trade value at all.
Okay, here's my argument for
The price
trying
is long,
to
Lynch.
trade.
Sorry, what? Shout out to Chris, by the way.
That is the
Yeah.
dumbest fantasy football team name.
Price
Sorry,
is wrong.
Chris. I love you. But anyway, okay, here is my argument for trying to trade Lynch. John Elway is a salesman.
Yes.
If
He sells cars.
anybody,
He's so good at cars.
if anybody can sell a lemon, it's probably John Elway. And Paxton Lynch is a lemon. He is a perfect example of this car you buy, you think's going to be great. It gets the good ratings at first. Like,
and then you open
it's
it up
pretty
and it's
on
all
the
moldy
outside.
and gross.
And then it doesn't run. It's not functional.
It misfires.
It's lazy.
Yes.
And yet, I do believe John Elway could sell the magical potential of Paxton Lynch that doesn't exist to another team.
But does Elway want to sell that lemon, though? I think that's the problem. Elway drafted him in the first round.
He's too prideful.
I don't know if he's ready to get rid of Lynch.
Okay, this is where I think his pride could very well be compromised. Because if he managed to effectively trade Lynch in a beneficial way to get something, right, then his pride is intact. By cutting Lynch, his pride is, it's broken.
That's why I don't think he'll do it either.
But if he can do a trade, then he retains some pride, which I feel is very important to his ego.
Let me give you guys a trade scenario and think what your thoughts are.
Okay.
Let's just say this might come to fruition. It's talked about. I know it's been talked about bringing this particular player to Denver before.
I'm trying to think who that
now,
would be.
Obviously, I think we would need
Miles
to...
with the dramatic lead up.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know.
Let's go.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Obviously, we would need to give up more than just Lynch. However, Lynch plus additional either picks or players for RG3.
I had this thought this morning watching Good Morning Football.
Because, I mean, RG3's history since Washington hasn't been the best.
What would the Broncos have to give up, though, on top of Lynch?
Oh, I have no idea. Yeah. I don't know what the trade value would be for RG3. I think we would probably need to give up...
It'd be picks for sure, I would think.
I would hope like a conditional 7th round.
Or we just throw this whole package of trade start cut guys, give them Lynch, Williams, and McKenzie.
For RG3?
For RG3.
Deal.
I think we're in...
I
don't think they would. You think they would take that?
I think so.
Hey, make this happen, Johnny boy.
Let's go.
All the Ravens, they're going through a whole cut process right now, too. They're like, there's more people we have to cut to make room for these 3 guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd be okay with that. Just because I don't think
know
the Broncos...
I don't know if it's very probable, but I think it's
not
fun
very
to talk
feasible.
about.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
RG3's the 3rd quarterback in Baltimore.
They got Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, so it's probable. I just don't know if
That's random, but intriguing, I suppose.
I mean, number 3 quarterbacks, and then maybe throw an additional skill player in like Isaiah McKenzie or David Williams.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know too well the roster or the status of
Not a clue.
that team, so
Do they need a punt returner? Do they need a running back?
I don't know.
It's a good question.
It is.
My Ravens knowledge is
Question for another time. We
limited.
gotta get Jay in as a
Yeah.
Shout out to Jay.
yeah
Hi
Ravens
Jay, we
fan.
love you. 2nd round.
defense.
Dun 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 of trade. Start, cut. On the defensive side of the ball. We are going to discuss Langley, Cravens, and DeMonte Thomas.
I thought that was Demarius Thomas. Just kidding.
I wrote
Just says D.
I
Thomas.
wrote D Thomas on the whiteboard in hopes of making it clear, and as soon as I finished writing it, went, oh crap, that doesn't help at
Well,
all.
obviously we gotta cut D. Thomas, whoever this guy is.
Yeah, right.
Who is he?
DeMonte. Okay, DeMonte Thomas, Sua Cravens, Brandon Langley, trade, start, cut. Jordan, go.
Oh, whew, the pressure's on.
You zingered me last round.
Okay. It's
Dude,
payback.
zingered.
Payback. All right. Start Cravens, for sure. Just because of his potential. I mean, he does have an injury history, but he looked pretty good last night. And he's just got so much talent that I think we got to keep him. Trade. Oof. I think just based on the preseason, DeMonte Thomas would probably have more trade value.
He had
So-
some bright, shining moments.
So I'd probably trade him for just like
Especially
a 7th
against the
round pick or
Redskins.
whatever. And then cut Langley, just because he doesn't have as much trade value, in my opinion. That's
All
just
right.
me.
I've got nothing else to say.
I don't think I do either. This has
I
been
mean-
a far less interesting round
Yeah.
of this game. I
I
think
thought
we
these
all
were pretty
agree.
good players when we wrote it out, but
It was
Right?
I mean, they are good talking points, but I think we're all in agreement
Yeah,
that Sua
definitely cut
Cravens,
Langley.
he's got the potential to at least see what he can do.
Right.
but
There's
he might
enough.
have he probably has the most trade value too, so you could trade him.
He does, but with the nickel linebacker and the dime package,
I want to
it's Will
see what
Parks
he can do.
or Sua Cravens. I mean, we could definitely plug other guys in, but natural ability and stature and things, I think he is just the natural fit for that position.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Brendan Langley's been just that
Blah.
kind of the Paxton Lynch of the defense, as far as production, not as much hype, not as much anything else, but as far as production, just
hasn't done much.
bleh.
Yeah.
And then Thomas was killing it. I mean, he had really good tackles and plays in the Washington game. I don't know how I didn't see many highlights of him against the Cardinals last night, but I do know he was getting some third down stops against the tight ends, number ones. I think Vernon Davis, if he's still playing. And
Yes,
alive.
he is.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
Um,
I mean, he's 90,
Yeah,
but he's
he's
still
been
playing.
watching.
Yeah, exactly.
not
He's
90.
lost a couple steps.
Okay, 91.
But, I mean,
Poor
Vernon
Vernon.
used to be one of the top tier tight ends. And now
Vernon Davis, yeah.
he's an old man.
Well, and that's been one of the Broncos' biggest problems on defense is covering tight ends.
And that's why I think Sua Cravens is the starter.
the one to keep. Yep.
Because we need that defensive back speed with linebacker physicality.
Yeah.
It's
Like, as much as I love TJ Ward, like, he was never a guy that could actually cover a tight end.
No. He's got the feistiness, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A little honey badger type
Yeah.
player.
So what if you packaged Lynch, McKenzie, and DeMonte Thomas
Cut all of them.
and proposed a trade?
Oh. Trade all of them, yes.
For RG3?
For anything.
It,
If they're all gonna get cut anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, RG3 does intrigue me as a potential. Okay. But then I'm contradicting another point I've had, not on this podcast, but arguing like in life over the past couple days with people. I do not see any reason for us to keep three quarterbacks right now. I don't see any reason.
Oh, we're getting into this.
Keep the
all right.
two, keep Case, keep Chad, open up that roster spot for someone who deserves it, and then if things go horrifically awry, find a veteran, bring him in if Chad's like flailing and floundering. But the hope is, obviously, one, Chad doesn't have to play. Two, if he does, he's just fine. And okay, and if we can get a competent third quarterback in, fine. But letting Paxton Lynch take up space on the 53, I'm completely against.
Okay, so let's just play out a scenario real quick. So let's say Case Keenum's the starting quarterback, of course. He gets injured in the first quarter. Knock on wood, that doesn't actually happen. And our only option is Chad Kelly, who has never played an NFL game. He's technically a rookie. I mean, not technically, but I mean, he was injured all last year. I don't like him being our only option. Like, he looked good in preseason, but that's just preseason.
All right, but if Case gets hurt in the first quarter, we're screwed anyway.
Well,
Oh,
Chad Kelly has an injury history too, so he could get hurt in the game
I
too.
think
But
Chad
I don't care
is,
if it's Chad Kelly or RG3 or Matt Moore or all the other names I hear thrown around all the time. Like, if Case Keenum is not able to be our starting quarterback, we're screwed anyway.
Throw Chad Swag some starting games. Let's see what he's got.
Swag, Chelly. See what he can do.
Yeah.
So is this
No,
just
I mean-
a throwaway season? If Keenum gets hurt, we're
no.
just gonna say Chad Kelly, you take over.
I
finish the season.
don't think
This
putting
coming
Chad
from the guy who loved watching Tebow play.
He won a playoff game.
But you were like, oh, I loved it because it was so nail biter.
I think
same thing.
I think
No,
we could still compete with Chad. Not
I do
Based
agree.
on
not
what,
to well, let me phrase. Not to the front office and the Broncos organization expectations of we're here to win championships. Definitely not that. Now, it's not out of the realm of possibilities for that, but it is an extreme long shot. I think we have a chance to compete to be better than 500 with Chad.
Mr. Irrelevant is going to take us to better than 500.
That's such a good story. They'll make a movie out of that.
Oh, no, yeah.
And it's not going to happen because Case isn't going to get hurt.
No quarterback that's ever been Mr. Irrelevant has even started a game.
There's a first for everything. All right, Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Miles
we'll get to
and I are going to gang up on you on this one.
Yeah, but I mean, all right. So if we're getting
if the
back
Broncos get to over 500 with Case Keenum, that's a good season. If they can get to 9-7 with Case Keenum, that's pretty damn good. After being 5-11.
I really hope the floor is 10-6. But anyways, going back to the 3 quarterback conversation, I think we have to cut Lynch. I mean, there's too many other skill players at other positions to. I mean, because looking at the depth chart, I honestly think it's going to come down to Paxton Lynch, Zaire Anderson, Josie Jewell, and either Isaiah McKenzie or Tim Patrick for that last spot.
You'd rather keep,
last couple spots.
All those guys.
And I mean
instead
that
of having a third quarterback.
And like I've actually just gone through, and that includes 2 of each offensive lineman, 4 wide receivers, 2 quarterbacks. Yes, I know we were talking about the running backs. That includes 3 running backs and Jano, so 4. That does not include D'Angelo or David.
D'Angelo.
And that fully staffs our defense with Sua Cravens, Will Parks, the 4 corners, 5 corners, sorry, because we got to throw Pac-Man Jones in for the returning and the special teamers. I think it's going to be tough to.
So you want to have a deeper defense than a deeper offense?
I think Josie Jewell has so much more potential over Paxton Lynch.
I would agree.
100 billion.
I mean that's
yes.
a no-brainer.
Like I think the Broncos' defense is extremely deep, but the Broncos' offense.
I think it would be.
Help.
I think it would be absolutely ridiculous to think about cutting Shane Ray or Shaq Barrett.
No way Shaq Barrett's gonna.
I mean, Zaire Anderson is just that special teams baller that just goes off. Like I'm looking at this and I don't see. I could be completely astonished with the front office, but based on what I would do, based on looking at this, I would keep 2 quarterbacks. I would cut Lynch.
And I'm willing to bet
you're willing to ride with Kelly?
3 because John
they probably
Elway
will.
and Paxton Lynch complex will continue no matter what we say on our podcast.
And I mean, that's tough because what I just did, it includes a starter and a backup at each position, plus a couple extra skill players and the special teamers.
Mm-hmm.
Like 53-man rosters are tight.
I would not want to have to do this job.
I wouldn't. No.
Thank you.
That's why we play the game of Trade Start Cut.
Yes.
Live in a fantasy land.
Yes.
I'm not willing to just roll my dice with Chad Kelly if Case
I'm
goes
ready.
down.
I'm ready. Yeah. No,
I mean, I never
it,
played, and he was the last pick in the draft.
Well, you got to think. I mean, that the 7th round pick was more so a determining factor due to his off the field antics, as well as his injury and surgery.
Yeah.
So I mean, that played a lot into it. If you're talking pure football, I think he's a 3rd or 4th round talent.
But I don't want my only other quarterback to be coming off of an injury.
Well, would you rather? No, I completely agree. But would you rather someone who's got the? I don't know.
I'm fine with not having Paxton Lynch as our third quarterback.
So you're saying just cut both of them and just get another veteran?
No, I'm saying keep 3. Keep Chad Kelly and bring in another one, or keep Lynch. Just because I'm not ready to roll with Kelly.
Then
he's only played preseason.
All right,
games.
who do you get rid of then? Josie Jewell, Zaire Anderson, a lineman, one of the receivers. So then we would only keep 4 receivers. By the way,
no, you can't.
This only keeps.
It
2
doesn't
tight
go
ends.
from 6 to 4 if we keep a third quarterback.
Miles just did math, yo.
Science.
Well, you can still keep 6 receivers and have 3 quarterbacks. I mean, I would get rid
And
of...
then you have like 2 cornerbacks.
I'm
I'm just kidding, not 2 cornerbacks.
Chris
I'm
Harrison,
just
Bradley
trying to-
Roby, that's it.
It's on you,
Yeah,
boys!
I'm trying to throw you.
All right, you two are descending wildly into the rabbit hole of the unknown. We'll
Oh,
know
yes.
by 4 o'clock tomorrow. We weren't planning on podcasting again until after the first game on September 9th, but depending on how we feel about the 53, we may have to just do an extra podcast to rage discuss everything we disagree with. That being said,
It's
the
definitely
first
possible,
game
yeah.
is in 9 days. 9 days.
Almost
9
there.
days from now on 9/9/18. God, that makes me so happy. I love when numbers are just fitting together,
I know,
right?
it adds up to 18.
We play the Seattle Seahawks to open our 2018 season. How do we feel that game's going to go?
I feel like Seahawks defense isn't what it used to be. I don't even know if
Yeah.
Earl Thomas is going to be on the team by the time the season starts.
That's
Very
a
true.
pretty good question mark. I mean,
Yeah.
they got rid of Sherman. Sherman's no longer there.
Earl Thomas, he either
they're
wants an
quote-unquote
extension or he wants out.
rebuilt.
I think they're rebuilding currently. I mean, their offense is Russell Wilson and Doug Baldwin, and Doug Baldwin has a knee injury.
So it's what you're saying is it's Russell Wilson.
Exactly.
All right.
Do we think the Broncos are going to win that game?
I think we're gonna win. I think it's gonna be close.
I think,
Closer than we would like. I think.
I think the
I think we're
Broncos and
gonna
the
win.
Seahawks are pretty equal as far as their standing in the NFL. Like average.
Yes, at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that the Broncos are playing at home, I'm gonna pick them. If we were playing in Seattle, I'd probably take the Seahawks.
I do think the Broncos are going to win, but I agree, Miles, it's going to be close. For this particular game, I mean, I'm going to guess like 27-24 Broncos.
Some high scoring.
We're not going scores yet.
I went scores.
Okay, this is the first game.
I live on the edge.
First
Just
game.
the
It's
first
it's
game.
within a week.
Just
we'll
the
do
first
scores.
game. 27-24 Broncos. That's what I'm throwing out there, world.
27-24.
Mm-hmm.
Do we win like within 2 minutes by a kick from McManus?
Brandon Tyler for the win.
Yeah.
What?
All right.
Tyler's Brandon McManus' middle name.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Broncos. I'm gonna go 17-10.
Okay.
17-10.
Royce Freeman's gonna have 2 touchdowns.
All right, so like I said, I think it's going to be closer than we would like. However, the score will not reflect that because of a late game special teams touchdown.
Isaiah?
No. Pac-Man. Nom nom nom.
Oh my god.
I honestly think it'll be like 31-20.
Okay. Write these down.
Wow.
Oh,
say-
no, I'm...
I say
I got
that
these.
like we can't listen back at any time to
Oh,
what
yeah,
we have
yeah.
said.
We need
You guys have a lot of
document this.
confidence in the Broncos offense this year. I must
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
No, I specifically said special teams.
That's true. But
Touchdown.
24 points from the offense.
I never said it was all touchdowns.
Oh, defensive interception? Return
Yeah,
for
I mean,
touchdown?
yeah.
Okay.
I think my breakout player, Bradley Roby, will have a pick 6.
My breakout player, Philip Lindsay, will definitely have a touchdown.
Royce Freeman is going to score the only offensive touchdown.
Will Parks
And
will
then-
have a fumble
Except for
recovery.
Philip Lindsay's, obviously.
No.
All right. We're going to do a very, very super quick lightning round through the season predictions.
All right.
So, first game, we went a little rogue. We did scores. Every other game, we're just going to whip through, say win or loss.
All right. So, obviously, week 2, we are playing at home against the Raiders. Jordan.
When?
Win.
Win. I think we're going to start hot. So, we're now all 2-0.
Yes.
In our complete mock season. Week 3, away in Baltimore against the Ravens.
Lose.
Ooh,
Lose. Yep.
you guys are saying lose.
Yep.
I'm gonna be the instigator. I think we're gonna go 3-0.
All
I
right.
think we're gonna win against Baltimore. I don't think Flacco's got it. He's gonna throw more pick 6s.
Lamar Jackson.
Flacco's
will be in by
still
week
gonna be
3.
the quarterback at that
Lamar
point.
Jackson will be in by week 3. That's why I said lose.
I think like Von Miller and Bradley Chubb sack Flacco, injure him, break his collarbone, and then
Good Lord,
Lamar
Miles.
Jackson's coming in.
And they get up and spit on him, too.
No.
That's
okay.
that's excessive.
Jordan, time out
But,
for you.
all right. Anyways, lightning on. Week 4. We are at home again against the Chiefs.
Loss.
Win.
I think we're gonna. I think the Chiefs are gonna come out hot. They're gonna be Speedy
And
Gonzalez.
then we're gonna throw water
Speedy
all over their
Gonzalez's.
fire
Yeah.
and dominate them.
Patrick Mahomes.
Week 5 away against the New York Jets.
That better be a win.
Win.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement there, especially with the trade with Teddy Bridgewater going to NOLA.
Oh, yeah.
Sam
Is Darnold
Darnold.
starting for sure? Do we know?
I'm pretty sure he's
Okay.
going to be the starter. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's from USC, right?
Oh.
90.
I wish you could see the
9%
blank
sure.
looks on Jordan and I's faces right
Like,
now. We're like,
That's almost a Kodak moment.
It's definitely a
I'm
California
90%
team.
sure USC was my team, college team. So, anyways,
Well, then you should know. Right?
I should know. Yeah, I know. Week 6, we are at home against the Rams.
Lose.
I'm going loss.
I'm going win on that
I
one.
thought you were saying lost.
The only
not
reason
lose.
I'm doing a loss is nobody on the team but their defensive coordinator.
Yep.
I don't think the Rams are going to be as good as people think.
They have Wade Phillips. Week 7, away in Arizona.
Win.
I'm going to go win.
Win, and we'll just go for the turkey and do another win. I don't know how you can do turkeys with W's, though. Week 8, we are again on the road against the Chiefs.
Loss.
Loss.
Arrowheads. Gnarly.
I think we're going to win that. I think we're going to be able to pull off... they upset us earlier in the season. I think we're going to be able to go in their house and shut them down.
I'm going for the sweep.
All right, week 9. A home against Houston.
Win.
The Texans.
We go loss.
W, loss. If Deshaun Watson, I think loss. Deshaun Watson, I think he's going to be able to just go off. All right, we are almost a little over halfway through the season. We get a little bye week.
Oh.
Rest up, against the home game, and then we go back on the road against
The best
Chargers.
part of the bye week is you can't lose.
You can't lose. You only win. That's,
Wow.
So I'm gonna put W's down. So week 11, where you go back on the road against the Chargers.
I'm going to say a win. That game falls on my 30th birthday, and they better win.
Oh, on the road against the Chargers?
In L.A.
I'm going to go loss.
Yep.
No, that's my birthday.
Sorry, Liz. Loss.
Oh, man.
Um,
I should be prepared, I suppose.
turn around, come back home against the Steelers.
Home against the Steelers.
Loss.
Yeah, definitely loss.
Yeah, I think AB's just going to go beast mode.
That's a different guy.
The
AB's
Steelers?
I
going
was
to
just
go
making fun of you.
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn.
Oh, yes, exactly. Maybe week 16 he'll go beast mode. Week 13, away against the Bengals in Cincy.
Oh, big W.
Ooh.
Agreed.
All right, so big W's. I'm gonna do
He's
just
making
like
really
a
big
regular
W's.
W. Week 14, going out to the West Coast in San Francisco
Oh,
against
Win.
Jimmy GQ.
win?
We're going to take down that pretty boy.
I'm going loss. I think that's going to be a close game,
Loss.
though.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close one. I think that is going to be one of those games that is dependent on our rhythm at that time of the season. I think it could go either way. My gut instinct says win.
Okay.
Week 15, we are at home against the Browns. The Hard Knock team.
Loss.
And ooh, I mean,
I just
Baker
feel like
Mayfield,
the
he's going to have
Browns are gonna
5,000
be
passing
all
yards by then.
sneaky this year.
I'm going to win, though.
I'm going to go win. I completely agree with you that they're going to be
I think
sneaky.
they're just going to...
But by week 15, if it was week 2 or 3 or 4, I think we might lose, because the NFL and other teams probably would still underestimate them. almost to the end of the
true.
season, I think that it's going to be more established what type of team they are.
I think they're going to be a good team.
Week 16, away in Oakland.
Is that on Christmas Eve?
I don't have dates, but
That's on Christmas
that
Eve.
sounds right.
Away in Oakland.
I'm going to say a loss. We lost on Christmas last year. My decision-making process is very astute.
I'm going to say a win. I think the Raiders are going to be a disaster by the end of the season.
Oh, that's
I think so.
interesting.
And week 16 and 17 are going to be some big divisional games, especially if our division's close. 17 is at home against the Chargers.
Oh, man.
With Phyllis, Crimea River.
I want to say win, but I think the Chargers are going to win the division, so I'm going to go loss.
You're going to lose out the season, Jordan?
I know.
Jeez.
I know.
Liz?
I think I'm going to have to go loss.
I'm going to go W. I think we're going to go win out strong. I think we're going to win strong. So, shall we tally these up right now?
I think
Yeah, I'm kind of terrified, but yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and
I
do
have
it.
no idea
Okay.
what mine are going to tally up to be.
Just can't wait for that one against Talib.
Miles
Against the
is
Rams.
doing some quick mental math. And by mental math, I mean counting, which is basically kindergarten.
You can add 1 + 1 + 1 + 1.
Ooh, it's funny that we do this because it's all like right in unison. Alyssa, you predicted that we're gonna go 9-7.
Oh, okay.
Jordan, even 500 at 8-8.
Okay.
And I had the high end of 11-5.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I do think that's the Broncos' ceiling.
I think that's the ceiling. Yeah.
And I hope yours is the floor at 8-8, but I know that's a
Yeah.
Well, I
wishful
think the
thinking.
floor is 5-11 because that's what we were last year.
6-11. We have. To
I would
improve.
be happy with 9-7. I would be pleased if my predictions were correct. I would be more pleased if Miles's predictions were correct.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
But I mean, it's you never know what happens with an NFL season. I mean, we saw last year Aaron Rodgers went down, and
Yeah.
I know all too well my fantasy team just went by the wayside.
Well, and like we saw Peyton Manning play like crap for most of the season, and the Broncos won the Super Bowl.
We're going to have to make
Weird,
sure we
right?
keep this list up in the fan cave so we can refer to it week to week and brag or feel terrible. Because that's how it goes.
No, that's definitely gonna happen, and I think Gideon's definitely gonna have some. Some
we gotta get Gideon.
insights.
He's hunting again.
Yes.
That's why we're down to the 3 amigos today.
Hopefully this might be the last one, but we'll see. I mean, it all
TBD.
depends on. Yeah, TBD. All depends on the his hunting prowess
Exactly.
and skill.
To
and
wrap things up.
sneakiness.
Sneakiness.
Ninja
Hunter.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I gotta give a shout out to Kelsey Martinez. Kelsey Martinez is a native of Pueblo, Colorado. She is a graduate of CSU and is currently the assistant athletic trainer for the Raiders. I know, enemy team, but I just think it's incredibly cool. She's 26 years old and is a professional member of the athletic training coaching team for the Raiders. And a hometown girl. So I just wanted to give her a shout out. I cannot believe at 26 to be in that kind of position.
It's pretty amazing.
Read a couple articles on her, like mad respect from the team. And her quotes as well were really amusing. She just seems like a fascinating person I'm excited to watch in terms of coaches over the coming years. And also shout out to Skylar Cartrell. She is an intern right now for the Broncos on the athletic training side of things and is really hoping to work her way up and earn a spot as a actual staff member. Love seeing strong, competent, and talented females as working professionals in the NFL. Makes me happy. Thank you, Kelsey, Skylar. Keep it up. I will be keeping close eyes on you both and your careers. Kelsey, as I said, is a graduate of CSU, and tonight is the 90th Rocky Mountain Showdown.
Yep.
So, 90th time that the CU Buffs and CSU Rams have faced off for the Centennial Cup. Is that correct?
Yep, the Centennial Cup. I think the last 3 times the Buffs have won, and it's predominantly been the Buffs. I mean, they out of the last 89 meetings, I'm pretty sure that they've won over 60 of them. Only a couple ties in there, which, funny enough, one of those ties, granted it was over about 100 years ago, but it was a 0-0 tie.
That's impressive.
That is
Either they were both really good or really bad.
A bit of both, maybe.
Yeah.
But
well, we hope it's a good game. I just flipped to it on the TV, hoping to give you a score update, and I'm just seeing a commercial for something I didn't even know what it's for. This is poor marketing.
The Navy.
The Navy. Never mind. Good job, Navy. Now I feel
This
bad.
is poor marketing.
Now I feel horrible. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Our hope from here on out is to do our podcast right after the Broncos games. So instead of recording and posting on Saturday, the plan is to record and post as quickly after Broncos games as possible. Like I said earlier, though, if that 53 comes out tomorrow and we have all kinds of feelings about it, we may do another podcast before the Broncos face off against the Seahawks next week for the home opener. Please, 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 from the bottom of my heart, subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. It is a huge help to us in getting the word out, and we also desperately need to hear from you. We want to know how to improve, what you want to hear us talk about, any questions you have, feedback, insight, good, bad, and ugly. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at 5280 Film Room. You can also shoot us an email at 5280filmroom@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much. Let's get this done, Rockies, and football's back, baby. See you later. Bye.
Toodles.
Peace.